The Mummy. This is the story from 1995. Max lives in Chicago City. He used to work in a famous museum in Chicago. One day, Max is talking with his assistant Sheldon. A white coffin is out in front of them. "Sheldon, this mummy is from Egypt. It is said that it is 1,000 years old. It was a very dangerous king. It is said that this king buried 100 people alive into the walls of his tomb. Sir, I have also heard that while he was dying, this king told his people that he will definitely return and rule his kingdom." "What? Even after death?" "What an arrogant king he was. I think he let fame go to his head." "Yes, you're probably right, sir. Maybe with him here, our museum will become famous too?" "Yes, that's the idea. Tomorrow I will ask the boss about where to display it. It's time to close the museum. Let's finish our work." "Okay, sir. We will decide on the new mummy display tomorrow. Let's go finish the delivery paperwork." Max and Sheldon go back to their office to finish some paperwork. But as they leave the room, the coffin begins to make a scraping sound. His eyes open, blood red and dark and scary. He breaks the white coffin in pieces and stands up, stammering towards the door, as though searching every room to escape his tormented death. Until he found a way out of the museum. "Sheldon, you lock up tonight. I'm going to head home." "Okay, sir." Max leaves the building. Sheldon locks every door. But as he passes by the mummy room, he sees the shattered pieces of the coffin, and the mummy is nowhere to be seen. A trail of bloody footprints lead from room to room in the museum. Whose bloody tracks are these? A look of realization crosses Sheldon's face. His eyes widen with fear. Something must be wrong. Something is wrong. Oh no! The mummy must be alive. These are his footprints. He follows the footprints to the middle of the snow-covered parking lot. Oh no! No! Max's car was parked right here. That means... Sheldon is horrified and calls Max immediately. Max picks up the phone. Sheldon asks nervously, "Sir, where are you, sir?" "What's the matter, Sheldon?" "I'm on Baker Street." "But why are you so nervous?" "Sir, the mummy's not in his box." "Not in the box? Then where? Where are you? What are you talking about, Sheldon?" "No, sir, you don't understand what I'm saying." "I sure don't, Sheldon. I'll call you from home." "Sir, at least listen to me." Then the mummy sits up in the back of Max's car. His eyes are bloody. The whole body is covered in bandages. Max screams when he sees him. "You're right, Sheldon. He's in my car." Max loses control of his car and crashes into a tree. "Sir, I'm coming there right now." Sheldon ran back into the museum to get his keys, but also grabs a can of salt in his office. Then he runs to his car. Max is badly injured. His head is bleeding. When he gets up slowly and looks back nervously, there is no one there. He opens the door and starts limping and running. Then the mummy comes in front of him. Max is horrified. He picks up a stick and slams it across the mummy's face, but the mummy barely moves, and the stick shatters to pieces. The mummy begins to slowly unwrap his body from the bandages. Max runs, but Mummy uses his bandages like a rope to snag Max's leg. "Save me! Leave me! Let me go! Leave me! Let me go! Leave me! Leave me! Leave me! Let me go!" Max collapses as he runs. He starts to beg for his life. "No, no, 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 no! Leave me! Let me go! Leave me! Leave me! Let me go!"
Just as I proclaimed that I would return and not leave anyone alive, not anyone.
With supernatural power, Mummy flings his bandage rope over a tree branch and pulls Max up into the air. The mummy touches his hand to the tree, and branches reach out around Max, tying him tightly in the air. Blood from the mummy's hands stain the tree red. Max is terrified. "Save me! Save me! Help! Help!" Another strip of cloth supernaturally wraps around Max's mouth, and he can no longer speak. Not far away, Sheldon is driving fast. The road is completely deserted. When he spots Baker Street, he sees that Max is tied in branches hanging from a tree, and the mummy has set the tree on fire. Sheldon is determined to save his boss. He floors it, ramming his vehicle into the bandaged creature. The mummy breaks into pieces, torn limb from limb, and he falls on the ground. Sheldon gets out of his damaged car and reaches Max. Sir, are you all right? Wait, I'll get you down." "You're just in time, Sheldon. That thing was about to kill me." Then, Mummy's scattered pieces on the ground start connecting. Sheldon is shocked to see this. Mummy becomes even more terrible after joining all the parts. "Get out now, sir! We don't have time!" The mummy rises up behind Sheldon and grabs his neck, breaking bones. Max struggles to get out, but Mummy walks in front of him. Max shakes in fear. Mummy removes the bandage from his body, and the bandages reach around Max, wrapping more and more, pressing on his neck, his arms. Sheldon lays on the ground, stunned, unable to stand, but he remembers the salt that he inexplicably grabbed from his office. He grabs the bag and throws it at the mummy. The mummy screams in agony as his body is burned by the salt. Then his bandages catch fire and the mummy shrinks into the ground. Sheldon takes Max out. Sir, are you all right?" "Yes, I'm fine, Sheldon. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come." "Sir, what do we do with this mummy? I can't leave it like this." "Send it back where it came from. We don't want it in our city. And remember, don't tell this incident to anyone. I don't want people to hear anything bad about our museum." Later, some people are taking Mummy's box out of the museum. Max and Sheldon see Mummy was getting moved by some people. Then Max asks, "Sheldon, how did you get the idea to spray salt on this mummy?" "Sir, I saw it in a movie. I thought I would try it, and it was a good try, sir. Our lives were saved." "I'm thinking what would have happened if you hadn't seen that film." "I don't know, sir, what would have happened then." Both of them look at each other and take a sigh of relief when they see the mummy going. A few years later, two people are opening Mummy's box and placing it in a new museum. That's when the mummy's eyes open. The end.